In this video, we're going to look at how LV Financials can help you determine whether you should buy a property now or wait until conditions are more favorable. To do this analysis, you will need a paid account. The paid account will give you access to the premium tools. When you go up to the drop-down menu on the top right, you can see that the premium tools are available if you have a paid account. For this analysis, you'll need to go to the loan planning dashboard. Go to the amortization schedule tab. The principal is the amount that you will borrow or mortgage for the house or property. Let's use an example of $400,000. Let's suppose that you have a small amount for a down payment. Let's say $20,000. We'll set the interest rate at 3.5%. And we will leave the loan term length at 30, since a typical mortgage is roughly 30 years. Now let's scroll down and look at the loan amortization schedule. Now let's scroll down and look at the loan details table on the right. The number that you want to pay attention to is the total cost of the loan, or the total interest that you will pay over the lifetime of the loan. In this case, it's roughly $254,000. Now let's go back up. Some of the factors that determine how much you will pay in interest over the lifetime of the loan are shown here: the interest rate, the down payment, and the principal, and the loan term length. Now, regardless of what the principal, down payment, and interest rate do, the loan term length will most likely remain at 30 years. What you really want to pay attention to is the economic climate, which could affect the principal or the interest rate. If you expect the economy to improve or get better over the next few months, then you might expect the housing market to continue going up, which would raise the principal. That might also accompany a raise in the interest rate. Conversely, if you suspect that in the future interest rates will be lower, as the Federal Reserve tries to spur the economy, then you could drop this interest rate and see how it would affect your total cost of the loan. The third variable, down payment, might also change over time. Maybe right now you have $20,000 saved up, but if you wait another year, you might have $40,000 that you could put down for a down payment. So by playing with these three variables, you can see how they impact the total cost of the loan, and that will help you determine whether you should buy now or wait. The tricky part, however, is trying to guess what the future conditions of the economy and what the housing market might be like. For example, you could change the principal to $420,000, and this would help you figure out what might happen if housing prices increased, and then look back at the total cost of the loan, which has now gone up to $266,000. Or you could keep this at $400,000 and change the interest rate. Maybe you expect this to go up to 4%. Now when you look at the total cost of the loan, you can see that it has jumped to $293,000. The key takeaway here is that an increase in the interest rate will affect the total cost of your loan much more than any increase in principal. So unless the housing market is really hot and you expect prices to change drastically, you want to pay more attention to the interest rate and what the Federal Reserve is doing. So you can continue to play around with these numbers. Supposing that the interest rate goes up, what if you put down a larger down payment? Let's suppose you put down your $40,000 here now. you can see that the total cost of the loan is still high. So your down payment really didn't help you too much. Once again, this just illustrates how important the interest rate is in making these types of decisions. So as you continue to play around with these three variables, you can use this total cost of the loan to figure out how much you'll pay over the lifetime of the loan, and that will help you figure out whether you should buy now or wait.